Good morning, class. In today's class, we are going to discuss regarding the IDS versus VDS relationships. Okay, IDS versus VDS relationships. Generally, this IDS is nothing but the drain to source current. Drain to source current, and this VDS is nothing but the drain to source voltage. The relationship between this drain to source current and the voltage with other quantities. Okay, so just you see the figure where we have the three-dimensional view of the MOS transistor. Okay, you can see, you can observe there the source, drain, and width of the channel, length of the channel. See here, this thing you can see here. This is the source area. This is the drain area, and this is the length. Okay, this is the source and this is the drain, and generally the channel will be formed between the source and the drain in this format, right? And that becomes the length of the channel. Length of the channel. Generally, that will be, in the ideal case, the length of the channel will be the distance between the source and the drain. Over that, we have silicon dioxide. This is the silicon dioxide. Its thickness is indicated with capital D. Okay, this is the length of the channel, but W is the width of the channel. Generally, we used to call it as the width of the channel. Okay. Generally, when we take a square or a rectangle, we used to have length and the breadth. Okay. Here we are calling the one which is of more measurement, we used to call it as length, and the less one is called as the breadth, right? Okay. If it is a rectangle, or you can say if both are equal, it is a square. Okay, whatever it may be. Here in this concept of MOS transistor, here we are calling the distance between the source and the drain as the length, and the width here in the sense it is the distance. That means how much length it is there under the gate. Okay, that is called as W, right? So see here, see here, we are going to discuss now the IDS versus the VDS relations. Okay, generally the concept, that the whole concept of MOS transistor is revolving around the voltages and the currents. Generally, we have to concentrate more on the gate to the source voltage or gate to drain voltage. Okay, or else the charge induced on a gate with respect to the channel. Okay, so for example, if I am saying that VGS, gate to source voltage, means I am applying some voltage difference between the gate and the source, right? I am applying some voltage difference between the gate and the source. That is called as VGS. Okay, you can see here this one, VGS. Okay, then what is this concept of IDS and VDS? Okay, first what we are learning is, first we are learning the structure of the transistor. Okay, first we are studying the structure of the transistor and what are different measurements and what are its indications. So far you have seen what is the L means, it is the distance between the source and the drain. Generally we used to call it as the channel length, and W is the width of the channel. Okay, it is just from how much amount, how much length it is under the gate, that particular channel. And this capital D is nothing but the thickness of the silicon dioxide. Okay, which will be above the channel, which will be the above the channel and below the gate area. That is the width of the silicon dioxide. So you can see here, this whole concept of mass transistor will be evolving regarding the voltages of gate and the drain. So in the explanation, we have seen that first I am creating some voltage difference between the gate and the source. And if it is an N MOSFET, I used to give the positive voltage. After that, when this positive voltage is very less, uh, there will be towards the under the, you see this at this position, right? At this position here and here. After that, I have increased the positive voltage for this N MOSFET. Later, that means that here, okay, when voltage difference, that is the gate to source voltage for whatever the case may be. Here we require two poles as gate and one as the source. So that VGS, I am applying that VGS. This is the electrons which are here and there are accumulating here. After that, I increase the positive voltage. So poles are repelled from this position where the channel has to be formed. After that, I further increase the positive voltage. There, this starts the movement of electrons, since it's NMOS, electrons from the source to the drain. And more number of electrons moving from source to the drain, therefore the thick channel between. So you can see here, which may then be caused to move from source to drain under the influence of electric field created by the voltage VDS. Okay. So as I said now, there will be movement of electrons from the source to the drain. Automatically, the current in the movement opposite direction of the electrons movement, right? Okay, that means we are having some voltage difference between the drain and the source. Okay, drain and the source, there is some voltage difference automatically. That means the electrons are generally moving from source to the drain, so the current will be moving from the source to the drain. So I indicate that one with IDS. Okay, I indicate that one with IDS. You can see here. IDS is nothing but charge induced in a channel QC by the electron transit time tau. Do you get now? Totally, our total concept is due to the voltage differences and formation of charges. Okay, formation of charges in the sense here the movement of electrons from one place to another places. Right, electrons are holes movement only. It is creating some charges. So here you can see. So there exists a movement of electrons between the drain to source. So automatically there exists a current from drain to source, IDS. So that is IDS. So that is nothing but the charge induced in a channel. The charge induced in a channel. So this is the channel, right? Here we are not showing in the initial, but if it is channel is formed here, this IDS, the value of IDS is going to depend like this. IDS is going to nothing but the charge induced in a channel QC. In this particular area, what is the amount of charge present? Okay. So that is indicated as QC. Electron transit time. Electron transit time tau. That means amount the time taken by the electron to move from the source to drain. Okay, the time taken by an electron to move from the source to drain is nothing but this electron transit time. Okay, we are getting the relation of IDS. How this IDS is going to depend? IDS is nothing but current. The current which is moving from source to the drain, we are getting it by where is this current present? This current is present in the between the source and the drain. Okay, so source and the drain means in the channel area. Channel is nothing but it is having some amount of charge. Okay, the charge is indicated with QC. Charge induced in a channel is indicated with QC. And what is this electron transit time? It's the movement, the time taken by the electron to move from the source to the drain is nothing but this electron transit time. So how can we calculate this electron transit time? How to calculate this electron transit time? So this electron transit time tau SD is nothing but that means the time taken by the electron to move from the source to drain, that is indicated as tau SD. What will be the length of the channel? I indicated already here the length of the channel is L divided by the velocity. Okay, distance. What is the formula for velocity? Distance covered by the speed. That means the time. Right. Velocity is nothing but distance covered by time. That becomes the velocity. Now I want the time. So that will be length of the channel divided by the velocity v. Okay. So I am getting some parameters. I have to substitute that for my IDS value. Okay. So you can see here the velocity v. So I further modify the source and the drain the electron there. Now this velocity will be depending upon the mobility of the particular electron. Okay, if it is an n mass, it is an electron. If it is an p mass, it is a hole, right? So its mobility plays a very important role when we calculate the velocity of the particular concept here, right? V is equal to mobility mu multiplied with EDS. What is this EDS? EDS is nothing but electric field. Its mobility, this velocity is depending upon its mobility multiplied with its field strength, electric field strength. Then we can say as field strength is caused due to the due to this drain and the source, right? It is indicated as EDS. Are you able to get now? Okay, velocity is depending upon that the body which is moving, right? Its mobility, right? Its mobility, if its mobility is influenced by some other electric external forces, it plays a very important role, right? So this is nothing but this mu is its mobility, that may be an electron or a hole, that mu multiplied with its electric field, EDS. This EDS is due to the drain to source. So that is called, indicated as capital E suffix DS. This electric field, we can also see here. This electric field is nothing but what we can say, electric field. How we will be calculating this electric field? We have to divide it with the total length. This radius divided with this radius, this total voltage. This what how we are getting this radius is electric field strength. You can get electric field strength. We can getting it with the this electric field is formed due to the voltage. Okay, voltage between the drain and the source. So that is VDS divided by its the total length is L. So we can get the total electric field at particular point. So total velocity divided by the total length gives the electric field at that particular point. So now we got the relation for EDS. Okay. So how can you modify this V? You see here, V is equal to mu into of electron or hole. Generally, we are taking n mass, so we are giving mobility of electron. It is right. So V is equal to this mu into EDS. This in place of EDS, I am mentioning the value VDS by L. VDS by L. So I got the relation of V as, that is the velocity of velocity as mu into VDS by L. So what is this tau SD? Tau SD is the time taken by the electron to move from the source. So that is generally length divided by velocity. So I have to divide length divided by velocity. So L divided by this total V value. So L divided by mu into VDS by L. So this instance, that means the time taken by the electron to move from the source to drain is depending on its length square and its mobility rate in the denominator and the voltage applied between the drain and the source. So generally the mobility of electrons at room temperature is in the 650 centimeter square per voltage per second, and for the holes it is around 240 centimeter square per voltage per second. Generally we used to study that the mobility of electrons is double the mobility of holes. So not exactly, but almost 2 to 3 times generally. That is, see, so far we have just seen some of the parameters. Now we have to see these relations, all these relations in terms of non-saturated region and saturated regions. Okay. So what is this non-saturated region? Saturated region, non-saturated region, and cut-off regions, right? Non-saturated region also called as the linear region. As per this in the output, that is called as linear region. That is also mentioned as non-saturated region. Okay. In the saturated region, even though we increase the input voltage heavily, there will be very less changes in the output. That is called as the saturated region. Okay. So we are observing the transistors operations or the transistors relations in the non-saturated region and the saturated regions. You just remember once again the transistor operation. First, it will be in the cutoff region. Though we give a little bit of input voltage, it is not going to turn on the transistor. After that, we simply increase the input voltage furthermore and furthermore. After getting the threshold voltage only, it started. The electron starts moving from the source to the drain. That means there is a at that point of time there is a channel, right? So we see here now. Charge induced in a channel due to the gate voltage is due to the voltage difference between the gate and the channel. So this thing, this is the this is the gate, right? Which is in the mesh area is the gate, and this area is the gate area, and this area is the channel area, right? So here in the non-saturated region, you see charge induced in a channel is due to it. Okay. So when we talk regarding the gate to source voltage, we assume this substrate which is connected to the it will be connected to the ground, and it's a PMOS transistor. Its substrate will be connected to the VDD. Now note that the voltage along the channel is varying linearly with distance x from the source due to the IR drop in the channel. So here I'm having a channel of length L which is moving when we are moving away from the source to the drain. Why? Because this is due to the IR drop. Okay. As we are moving from source to the drain, this will be varying. X is nothing but if I want to calculate at this particular point this becomes the x. The distance between the source and the particular point is nothing but x. Okay. Now the voltage along the channel is the channel, and assuming the device is not saturated, and then the average value will be generally VDS by 2. Okay. Generally at any point, if you take some value x, which is from source to the drain, that means the distance between source and the drain will be x, and that particular point may be at any point in the channel length. Generally, it will be having an average value of VDS by 2 until this transistor is in non-saturated region. Okay. Okay. Now, furthermore, we can say effective voltage, we can say gate voltage. So we have gate to source voltage. We generally the VGS is nothing but the gate to source voltage. But when we talk regarding the effective voltage, that means the voltage at gate indicated as VG, it is nothing but the applied gate to source voltage minus the threshold voltage gives the effective gate voltage. Okay. Um, and we know that VT is nothing but the threshold voltage. This applied gate to source voltage must be subtracted with the threshold voltage, okay, to get the effective gate voltage. So you can also see here the charge per unit area. In the previous discussions, we have seen the value of QC, how we are going to the value of QC, how is going to affect. You can see here. Okay, that means this QC is nothing but the charge present at any particular point of time. If I take any point from between the source and the drain, that is after the formation of the channel, its charge at a particular point, the charge per unit area you can make, it can be given as Eg multiplied with epsilon ins and epsilon naught, and it into length of the channel. What is this charge? Its charge per unit area you can see as charge per unit area. Charge per unit area is nothing but, okay, you see here now. Charge per unit area is Eg into VGS, sorry, Eg into epsilon ins into E naught. E naught is nothing but the permittivity of the free space, and epsilon naught is permittivity of free space, and epsilon ins is the permittivity of insulator. Here, insulator in the sense silicon dioxide. This one, where it is this one, this one, permittivity of insulator, epsilon ins, and epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. Okay. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, and epsilon ins is nothing but field from the gate to channel. It is nothing but in the saturated region, we have some value like this, right? Average electric field, average electric field between the gate to channel. Okay. Now you can just observe this, what we are doing now. So when we are calculating, when we calculate ideas, what for the charge induced in a channel, we are first we are getting the value for QC. What is this QC? It is the charge per unit area. Area of the channel is area of the channel. It is having a length L and width W, right? So area means width into C by WL is equal to Eg multiplied with epsilon naught and epsilon ins and Eg, where Eg is nothing but the average electric field which is between the gate to the channel. Okay, are you able to understand? This charge we are calculating in the channel length. So how it is going to have impact? It is going to have impact with respect to the electric field between the gate to the channel. If you clearly observe this, if you think this as you think this one as one pole and this as another pole, this silicon dioxide will treated as an dice. Okay, just like the concept of capacitor. This one is the so you think this has one plate and this has another plate. This one has the dielectric. This is the electric. So we used to calculate the charge present here and here or here or here. Right. We studied that one in the intermediate. Right. See here now. So we are getting some value for EG. We are getting some value for EG now. EG is nothing but VGS minus VT minus VDS by 2. What is this? You can see this VGS minus VT is the effective voltage. Effective voltage of the gate. Effective voltage of the gate is capital VG. This VG is nothing but VGS minus VT minus, what is it? VDS by 2. What is this VDS by 2? It is the average value. Voltage along the channel. Okay. Voltage along the channel, which is varying linearly with the distance of x from the source due to an IR drop rated, then the average value will be generally VDS by 2. Okay. The total voltage, average electric field means here, average electric field between the gate to channel is nothing but the voltage divided by its, what is this D? D is the thickness of the dielectric. As just I have shown you, it has an one plate of the capacitor, another plate of the capacitor. In between the both, I am keeping a dielectric which is of length D. So that voltage, the effective voltages divided by D gives me the ED, electric field. You have calculated this electric field in the intermediate physics, right? Okay, EG is equal to VGS minus VT, the total effective voltage minus the what you say, average voltage VDS by 2 divided by D. So we got the value of EG. So you substitute the value of this one EG here. So we submitted like this. So we got QC as W into L into intrinsic epsilon INS and epsilon naught by D into VGS minus VT minus VD by 2. So now combining the total equations 2.2, okay, 2.2 means this thing tau ST and 2.3, this total thing. So how now we got the relation of IDS. Okay. So IDS you can see here, we have seen this IDS is this one, right? Okay. Value of we got to from 2.2 we got the value of transit time tau and induced charge QC. So that means I have to divide one by the other. So I have to divide this QC by the tau S. Tau S we got as L square by mu into VDS, right? So L square by VDS. So we got the relation of IDS. So that is IDS is equal to epsilon naught epsilon INS into mu divided by D, width by length ratio multiplied with VGS minus VT minus VDS by 2 total multiplied with VDS, right? So we can also further write the same thing by all the total thing will be kept into as a K as some constant. Right? K is equal to, you can think as epsilon naught into epsilon INS into mu into D. these things will be almost same. Okay, I have said that in the previous discussions in the fabrication process of N MOSFETs or P MOSFETs. This generally the width of the silicon dioxide will be in the 0.1 mm. Okay, and epsilon naught and epsilon ins and mu mobility, they all are constant. So I can write instead of all this concept, I can write k there, k into w by l. So we used to write beta here. This k instead of k into w by l, I can write as beta, not epsilon ins multiplied with mobility by t. So this IDS is to beta and VGS minus VT, so total thing. So we gate sense, noting that the gate to channel capacitance CZ, this that is epsilon naught into epsilon ins into width by length, so width into length divided by d. That's the concept of parallel plates capacitance. So I can make the k as CZ into mu by L. I can write that just I'm modifying the value of IDS with different constants CG into mu by L square. Depending upon the input data what I'm having, I substitute that particular equation. In that particular equation, I have to submit that value and I will get that value, the current value IDS. Okay. So further, I can write the value of CZ, gate capacitance, as C naught multiplied with W into L. Capacitance per unit area is indicated as C naught. Gate capacitance is CZ, right? Instead of that, I am writing further. Just the same equation is further modified. So you can see here in the saturation region also. So in the saturation region, just we are modifying one equation k into W L into VGS minus VT. What is this? Saturation region means almost this VDS by 2. This total thing will be made as 0. Okay. VDS drain to source voltage. Saturation means the drain to source voltage near the drain. Drain to source voltage near the drain will be almost 0. So we have to submit this part as 0. And we further modify the same equations. It will be like this. Okay. Okay, that is the relation between the IDS versus VDS in saturated and non-saturated regions. Okay. Saturation regions. So we have so far we have seen IDS versus VDS relations, but we have to see in detail the aspects of mass transistor threshold voltage VT. Okay, that thing will continue in the next class.